Like, he's a lover boy. I think we both have that in common, but he's, a 27-year-old guy, so he's also a party animal.
I'm a lover boy, but I'm also a mama's boy. So I think my
Those
mom...
they can
mom...
coexist.
Have a highlight clip right there.
No,
like,
but
I'm a lover boy, but
Welcome to the Warner Brothers A Lot More podcast. I'm Jonathon Buckley, and today we get to discuss a new series on TLC, Little Singles. The cast joins us today with their big personalities. We've got John, Stephanie, and Sammy, the self-described three amigos. John, Stephanie, Sammy, thanks for coming in. It's great to have you here. I had a lot of fun watching your new series, Little Singles.
I'm glad you
we could
watched it.
entertain
I'm a bit afraid to watch them myself.
I was going to say, because as we shoot this is just before the air date, which is on June 15th. Yeah, it's a week away. I always am curious about this with unscripted TV. Are you excited or are you terrified of what's going to happen?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, a bit of both. In
Yeah.
between. I hate hearing my own voice on TV, so
That
that's going to
never
be
goes
one
away.
big thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm a singer, and then I'm going to see myself sing and be like, I should have never sang on this.
Finally, you have to hear what we have to hear.
It sounds good, okay?
Okay, you sing it in the shower?
Yeah. Always.
The issue was there's cameras everywhere. So, like, you can't really hide from it. So,
No.
you truly see everything for 3 weeks.
Do you forget that they're there? Because I feel like there was a couple of moments where I was like, oh, you totally forgot.
You don't know you're on
You only
camera,
just
do
got
you?
to the house. You realize it's a show, right?
Now you scared me right there. What are those moments? My mind's going crazy.
I think it's going to be. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised once you see it. You guys come across fantastic. The show's brilliant, and I'm really curious because you've been given the moniker the Three Amigos. Before this show came together, which I want to find out a little bit about, you had known each other beforehand through, was it the Little People Convention?
Yes, exactly that.
Okay, so that was new information to me. I'm learning a lot, by the way, from watching the series. That was new information. So is that an annual event?
Annual event, yes.
Okay.
Annual event happens once a year in a different city, and a bunch of little people come together and just have a great time.
It's really exactly how you would imagine it. Like, you throw a group of little people who live in the normal world for a whole year, and all they receive is 1 week to hang out with everyone who's just like them.
Yeah.
And there's athletics, there's great community, but then in the evening, it's a party. And it's exactly
does
what
it
you
get
think.
rowdy?
It gets insanely
It definitely
rowdy.
gets rowdy.
Yeah.
There's a dance, and then the dance turns into a party.
Yeah.
We have a good time.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Live life to the fullest in there, and we really don't worry about anything because we're with our people, and it's just amazing. We get to really be our true, authentic selves there.
I didn't realize. So the population of little people in America, it's only around, correct me if I'm wrong, 30,000 in America?
Yeah.
Sounds
I would
about
say
right.
so.
That's interesting. Okay, so you got to get the word out a little more and make sure everyone knows that this is happening.
A lot of little people actually don't really want to come there just because, like, they've accepted they're in their own world and that's it, you know?
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
For us, it's like, this is our Super Bowl.
Yeah, really.
This is our shit. Like, we love it.
And we've all been going since such a young age. Like, what? When was your first convention?
08 Seattle, so I was 12 years old then, and it was the greatest decision my mom ever made.
Oh, so you can go as kids as well. So
Yeah. It's a great place for, like, even if you're like 3 years old and you are learning about who you are.
Yep.
It's a great place to connect with everyone else who's kind of like you.
Yeah.
Great also for the average height mom and fathers who are freaking out. Like, they had us and they're like, what's life gonna be like? You head over to that and you see everyone else of all ages and you're like,
everything's great.
Okay.
This is all just,
Then they see us and they're like, well, we're never going to hand them any alcohol.
And John mentioned the parents, and we all have average stature parents.
Yes.
And so it's great for them having a dwarf child and going at a young age and learning, okay, so really their disability doesn't affect them for the rest of their life like it does, but they can go and be a part of society and go get jobs, and nothing's going to hold them back if they have that confidence of going into the world.
Absolutely. Seeing all of that around you just totally would normalize everything and be like, oh, this is, it's just part of life.
Yeah, and it's great for us and our parents, so it's amazing.
Yeah.
We talk about like the partying and the sports aspect of LPA, but really the most important part really it's like the support group, especially for new parents.
Yep.
They also have like medical clinics that people can go to because there's doctors that specialize in dwarfism that are there to answer questions that like maybe those parents or kids or whoever wouldn't have access to those doctors outside of it. So they hold those free clinics for them. So there are some really great things at these conferences besides just the community and the fun.
And there isn't just one version of dwarfism, is there?
There's over 200. I think over 300.
Is it 400?
It's over hundreds of types of dwarfism. We all have the most common one, which is achondroplasia.
Yep.
But there are hundreds, and I think still finding more.
Yeah.
Wow.
All the time.
I would assume with like how science really grows, we'll realize like all of us have some unique form, you know?
Yep.
Because like even our friend Ethan, he has like achon, but his blood was looked at in France. And he's like half this, half that.
Really?
It's like half hypochondroplasia and half
something.
achondroplasia.
Yeah.
And so for us with achondroplasia, we have short legs and short arms, but we have normal sized torsos.
Right.
So if like we're eye level right now sitting up and we sit anywhere, we don't need really booster seats. Like,
slouching.
and like a lot of my average statured friends are like, Sam, you're sitting down and we're the same height or you're taller than me. And they're all confused. I'm like, no, that's just a part of my dwarfism and how it works.
So when did you guys come together as a friendship group?
Well, her and I met first. She was actually one of my first profile photos on Facebook. Because growing up with all my average height friends, like I'll be humbly honest, I didn't really receive any women or even like hold hands. So I didn't really have any evidence that I could ever have a woman. So her and I, when I was like 13, had this cool photo, and she was like the sexiest woman at LPA. She was like 15 at the time. But like, I don't know. I don't want to make this seem like it was
inappropriate or anything.
Yeah.
Nothing actually happened. We never even held hands.
All it was a photo, right? All it was a photo, but like it looks like, oh, I got a hottie beside me.
Yeah.
That was a profile photo of mine for about 8 years, and all my friends at home were like, yo.
Wait, your profile photo?
On Facebook,
on Facebook. Because like that was like the platform at that point.
He was like 14, I was like 18.
Yeah, so she was like the most popular woman there, so I kind of...
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far, but...
Well, I said one of. Like, I think you were.
Yeah,
anyways,
you definitely were.
So then after that, I guess you can explain what you did.
What did I do?
You helped me.
Oh, I would try and be his wing woman. I don't know how well it worked, but... Well, you know what?
Yeah,
it worked. It worked.
I think from my age, it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of confidence. So wing woman as in like kind of like hanging out, like sort of the icebreaker with other people?
Her friend was who I wanted for like
he had a
while.
huge crush on one of my close friends.
I was like, what, 14, 15 at
14,
that point?
yeah.
Was unrequited love, or did you have success in the end? Did you meet?
I mean, I don't know what success is anymore, Jonathan. So I'm gonna say it. I had to move on at some point.
There was a point you were like,
you really have to be honest with yourself, and that happens a lot with our community. Is sometimes
but to be
you just
fair,
have to
it's
move
the
on.
fact that he was 14 and she was much older. I think nowadays it would have been a little different.
Okay.
He has had quite the ladies' man phase in his life, so he doesn't give
Have
himself
you ever
enough
decided
credit.
to go back as an adult and just sort of revisit?
She's in a relationship.
She's locked down.
Unfortunately,
and he's actually an awesome man too.
Damn it!
I'm chilling. I'm not gonna be a home wrecker.
Well, you'll be beating them off in a second anyway. Once the show comes out,
exactly. And then a few years after her and I met, this guy shows up.
This guy, I'm telling you.
This
guy, I always had a confidence and a little bit of humor, but this guy brought out my full potential with that. Like, he used to come up to me and call me Replogle, and I'm like, John, my last name is Replogle. Don't say Replogle. And he was just like, kind of took me under his wing.
Yeah.
And ever since that, like, we were attached to the hip. We were doing so much stuff.
I love your guys' humor, even, well, within the show, obviously, but even just when we came into the studio here, just watching you guys operate is hilarious. Like,
They're
finishing
pretty
each
fun.
other's sentences,
And
hitting
that's
each
how
other's
we've been
punchlines.
for the past probably 15
Great
years.
when you find a friend like
Him
that.
and I have zero filter whatsoever,
Yep.
just because it's just who we are. And I would say we've really just appreciated who we are as little people, and we're just happy with who we are. We're also aware of the leverage we have in today's society as 4-foot grown adults.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
We can take advantage of so many things, but then we can also, like, there's just a lot of loopholes when you're unique like this.
I'll just say, I know when John and I walk into a bar or any like sporting event, all eyes are on us, and you have to take that to your advantage. You can't just walk in and be shy. We walk in with our head held high and just like, okay, eyes are on us. Let's show them who we are.
Yeah.
And we just go start conversations, make jokes, and just make everyone have a good time. Because if everyone's not having a good time, you're not going to have a good time. So you have to spread that laughter.
Is that how TLC discovered you and said, hey, you need a show?
Originally, a woman from Shed Media reached out on Instagram, and you can imagine I get some weird like private messages on Instagram, like foot fetishes, all this stuff.
Oh, okay.
So like I don't really like focus on it that much.
Yeah.
But this one seemed pretty structured, and this was right ahead of AI blowing up. So I'm like, she wrote this. So she said, hey, do you want to
It's a great filter, by the way, is looking at it like, now that's all gone because of AI.
Exactly.
But
So she reached out from Shed Media and was like, hey, do you want to hop on a call this Friday? So we hop on a call, and she was seeing Sammy and I on the internet for quite a while now. She's like, do you want to create a prank show? And I'm like, yeah, sure, blah, blah, blah. Half an hour throughout that call, I was explaining like about our whole community.
Yep.
And like how when we all hang out, it's crazy, it's fun. And I could just see on that call, they were like, we want that on a show. And I'm like, well, that would be cool. What, you want
so the
like
spark was
all
basically
my friends
happening.
and I who are all little, like just hang out and have that as a show. They're like, yeah, like that would be great. So one thing led to another. I hit him up, I hit her up, and they were like, yeah, we're up for it. And then like 4 months after that, we were in a house in Palm Springs, and it felt like we were not shooting the show. We were just hanging out as friends, so.
Well, you all, obviously the show is called Little Singles, but it is a vacation for friends.
Yep.
But everyone who goes there looking for love, open to love, or just down to party.
Yeah, down to party, and whatever happens, you know? And see, I do kind of have commitment issues because I'm going out trying to party the whole time. So,
so
who knows what happens?
You're down to party. Steph, what's your outlook for love?
Ready for like a long-term relationship, but also not going to settle just for the sake of having one.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yep. No,
I know they have the clip of me saying I'd love to get married and have a baby some point in the near future. However,
emphasize
not going to settle
some
for
point.
Yes, some point. Doesn't mean I'm just going to meet the next person and be like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
No, not settling.
Okay,
I've done that.
And John, what's your outlook?
Just here looking over my friends and making sure we all have fun. You know, outlook on love, I think when it happens, it'll happen, but
you're not pushing too hard.
no.
For me, really, I'm just like, okay, I have a lot of energy. I need someone that's going to keep up with my energy.
You're
'Cause
never
I don't want
gonna find that.
I don't want to.
You need someone
I
to
need
calm him
some
down.
breaks right now. I'm all gas, no breaks.
You're mid-20s right now, right? 26?
I just turned 27.
27,
actually.
okay.
So I'm
Good age.
approaching 30, and
great
guess what?
age.
That's in my mind right
Yeah.
now. I'm like, 3 years left, and then you're 30. So get all the fun out.
Yeah, do
and
it.
then 30, maybe you can start settling
Start to
down
slow
a little
down a
bit,
little
pumping
bit.
the brakes. Don't get me wrong, the brakes are pumping a little bit, but 30 comes, emergency brake's going to be on.
Okay, but what happens if a curveball shows up and all of a sudden you just meet the one and just like,
I feel
are
like
you
I
open to
have
that?
trouble with the curve right now, so who knows? I may swing and miss,
Wait,
but I'm going to
okay.
swing. And if I hit it, we're going to see where that goes.
There's some history between the two of you, Steph and Sammy. Did this all come to light in the show? What is the history?
I feel like we've just been really close since like the age of 13. And then, as John said, like, she was the hot girl all throughout LPA. And
those aren't the words. I never said she was hot. I said she was popular.
You said something like that. I just heard you. But yeah,
I'm not saying she's not hot.
Don't get me wrong. We've been such close friends, and maybe that spark did happen. And that's what lit everything up and kind of opened my eyes a little bit about it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, if that spark's there, why not? You know how I am. I'm a party animal. And I'm like, okay, spark's there. I'm going to see what that spark's going to get me. If it's going to pour some gasoline on the flame or what. Let's see where it goes.
And that kind of sets a tone for the show too, because once you get into the show, we're kind of, there's some triangles going on here, and it's not all plain sailing and cocktails, is it?
No.
I think this is what we should have expected, though, having us all under one roof.
Yeah.
We have women, we got men, we have emotions, we have history, we have alcohol. It's like, what are we really going to expect having us all below one roof? But
yeah. Have any of you guys ever gone out to Palm Springs and partied before?
No,
Just kind of like
that was my
never.
first
That's
time.
a
I
fun
loved
place.
it though.
Is it?
Yeah,
Palm
great
Springs is great.
Loved
Yeah.
it. A lot of fun people. The age range is what caught me off guard.
Yeah,
bunch
versatile.
of young people, bunch of older people, and seeing the older people party, I'm like, okay, I kind of like this.
And a lot of old money, too.
Oh, is that right?
I keep an eye out on that, because you won't be making money forever, so you got to find a whole other way.
Wait, so you're looking for a sugar mama?
I'm not looking for one. I'm just saying, like,
Who would say no to
you
that?
have to be
Honestly,
smart out here, Like, you gotta really fend for yourself.
Yeah, you go out to Palm Springs and join a massive golf club or something like
There
that.
were a
This is
lot of
expensive.
moms out there, and a lot of moms with money.
Yeah.
Ferg loves the moms.
Stephanie, have you helped a lot being, you mentioned earlier that you were a wing woman, but when you're out and about, in bars, etc., are you introducing them to ladies?
I don't think they really need that much help anymore, especially one of them has a pretty big mouth. He can talk his own game. But
Wait, who are you pointing at me?
I said one of them. I'm not going to specify there. But yeah, they don't really need my help as much anymore as maybe when Ferg was 14.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'll be honest, in a way, Sammy's a wingman, but I don't think he means it, because he'll flirt with these women, blah 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 blah, bring them in, and then the closing is what he has a little hiccup with.
I'm more of a
sometimes.
starter. I'm not a closing pitcher.
And I look close enough like him to where I can just
he can just swoop in.
observe all day. All day I
You
watch.
swoop in and close.
Let's just say
That's actually the
it's happened.
perfect
It's
way to put
happened
it.
before.
I'm just chilling. I know where he's going at the end of the night, and I know where I'm going, and it's pretty close together. So
I love that.
Yeah, it's
Swoop
it's
in,
awesome. And that's like I was telling you earlier. Like, I walk into a place and I have the confidence to just go talk to anybody.
Wow.
And I like talking to people.
Yeah.
I like hearing people's stories and telling them my story, honestly. I'll just blabber on and just tell them my life story. And if they like it, then it's a hit. Let's
And
go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So for viewers who are tuning in to Little Singles, what are you hoping that you'll achieve from the series?
I really want them to enjoy watching us and how we are as a friend group, but I really also want them to understand how we live versus the average size people. And I want them to just really know that we can live our lives just like anyone else.
Yep.
Yeah.
We don't need any treatment or anything like that. Like, we are just like everyone else, and we just want to have fun and prove to the world that we're happy with who we are, and we're a great group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what stood out to me the most when they reached out about it was it just seems a lot more relatable than the other shows that have come out about little people. Like, there's been family shows and things like that. But with us, you see, there's a lot of friendship and love, and you kind of get all the things, which makes it a lot more relatable to a different demographic of people.
Do you have thoughts on some of those other shows? Like, is there a lot of representation?
I think Little People Pig World was incredible. For anyone
amazing.
young, little growing up, I watched the roll-offs growing up. I actually ended up shooting an episode over at their farm. And what just a great family, but great role models as well.
Yeah.
So it was incredible. All of these shows are incredible, but as she explained, like, you don't really ever see one that's targeting those who just want to see us live a normal, crazy life.
It shows pretty much everything that the age range of 26 to like 35, how we live our life. Like, we don't not go out. We go out and live life to the fullest and have a good time. And it's not like we just stay home and don't do anything.
Of course. And I liked that about some of the show, just seeing just the day-to-day, going to the supermarket and how that's different for you somewhat. And like going to the gymnasium, and I'd never thought of that before, and I was like, oh, yeah, gyms are, kind of set up a certain way. But what I really like about all of you coming in here is, like, there's obviously a lot of people would focus on the challenges, but you seem to focus on, like, the benefits of it, which is,
and
like,
there's a lot of them.
I was gonna
so
say,
many
it's
more
incredible.
benefits.
I wouldn't have a career. I wouldn't have a career without the fact that I'm little.
He would.
And I'll
He's
be
a finance
fine.
major.
I'm not
He's
so sure
very
about that.
smart.
No,
he
he
is
is
very
very
smart,
smart.
but not the
No,
You guys
but like
are-
even like networking and creating friendships and all that, like, you have such a head start with what you look like, and you're just approachable.
Yep.
I've always argued that anyone who's little has it greater than a lot of any other groups who are unique, just because we're one of the only, I guess, minority groups, I don't know the correct word, that is just so, you just want to see us and hang out with us and learn about who we are. You know what I mean? We're approachable, so.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But then once you meet us, like him and I, you're like, okay.
And, like, for me, one of my biggest sayings is I may be 4'6", but I have a 6'6" personality.
He is
Without a
4'6",
doubt.
bro.
I can vouch for that.
Really, I don't think me being born with dwarfism, I would have as big of a personality if I was average height. And I love my personality. I wouldn't change who I am for the world. Because I love how big of a personality I have. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like if I walk into a room, I can bring more light into that. And I really just want to make the world smile. And that's
That is
my
what he does
biggest
best.
thing.
Yeah.
I love making people smile. And when I see someone smile in the room that I walked into, I feed off that energy and I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
I'd argue that's the greatest thing that we have is we can make everyone, we can use what we have and just create happiness.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why, there's something with little people, it makes you, it really just creates happiness.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
When it comes to the Little People Convention, sometimes when you have a community, let's say, there's lots of all the positives that we mentioned earlier, but then sometimes when you intermingle a little much, then there starts to be a lot of love triangles, and there is like a hierarchy and status and some politics that happens. Does that happen in the little person community as well?
Definitely exists. I mean,
it's crazy and it's super ironic. It's a support group, but then the support kind of falls away when love and hooking up is involved.
Yeah.
Love and hooking
And that's
up.
what I hate. Because, like, we're not in it just seems like a high school movie sometimes. And it's just like.
Yeah, I think that's the same, but that happens in
Any
most
small
organizations.
community.
Any
Yeah.
small group or a group where people are intermingling a lot. Eventually, some things happen, and you said hooking up and something like that.
Well,
it
I
can
think
get.
You're
This
kind of
weekend
stepping
is
on glass.
a great example. So we just came from a wedding of two of our close friends. They were both in the wedding, as well as my ex was there with his new girlfriend and his other ex. So, like, your exes don't go away.
Yeah.
So the drama is kind of always just
It's not like you can go
there.
without seeing them.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a
going
small,
to.
it's a small world. Like,
Yeah,
it's
really.
a very small world.
And everyone
Small
communicates, so
world.
everyone knows everything. Like, once something happens, it just gets spread through group chats, and so
issue with
Or,
that
you
is-
get on a TV show and then there's a trailer of you kissing someone and that doesn't go over well.
you
all
might
the
be
time.
in for it.
Yeah.
The issue with the communicating within it is there's a lot of lies that also are spread.
Yeah.
It's like a game of
Rumors
telephone.
The
and-
issue is there's also envy, and there's a lot of envy if you're very confident and happy with who you are, and that's the three of us. Because I guess not everyone who's little is as confident with who they are or happy with who they are.
Everybody has challenges in their lives to some degree, and so much of it is just how you approach it. And that's why I really appreciate your perspective on it, because it's like you've approached it in a glass half full type of perspective, and there is a lot of opportunity out there, and this show is one of them. I'm super excited for everybody to see it. Are you happy with the way that it went? Did you walk away with it overall being a positive experience?
Yes.
Are you looking forward to the audience seeing it? Are you looking forward to watching it yourself?
I am.
Yeah.
They say they're not going to watch it. I'm excited to relive the memories. Like, I'm a very sentimental person, and it was such an incredible experience. So I'm excited to be able to watch it back and kind of have those memories forever.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
I'm happy for the audience seeing it because everyone will really enjoy it. It's great. It was an incredible 3 weeks shooting it. For me, though, I lived it, and I just don't really need to see what I already lived again. I'm glad you saw it and you've seen.
You're not going to have a watch party or anything?
Him and his
So
brother.
my brother's throwing one, and I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a chair watching my brother and his friends and my friends'
You're gonna
reaction,
think so.
and I'm not gonna watch it because that's why what I really want to see is my closest people in my life watch it and how they react to it, because they're gonna be laughing, they're probably gonna be crying of laughter, and that's gonna bring me joy instead of me watching it myself, because I know it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a wild ride, and so I'm buckling up because I don't know if I want to watch it fully because I don't want to hear my voice and me singing.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so you
okay,
need,
I thought I was a
headphones.
great singer, so I may be wearing earplugs and just watching reactions.
Gotcha. Who's the most romantic out of the three of you?
Oh,
I'd
I
say
feel like
you.
that's,
You're a romantic?
100%.
Yeah,
probably.
she's
Yeah.
romantic.
Yep.
I'd say he's number 2.
Romantic.
Is that a lie?
He has it in him, but it's not.
He
I wouldn't say it's
tries.
romance.
I
Way
think
harder
the
than
party.
I wouldn't say it's
the
romance.
party animal literally kind of hides the romance of me, but I can bring romance out.
He's very affectionate.
Yeah.
He's a lover boy. I think we both have that in common, but he's a
I-
27-year-old guy, so he's also a party animal.
I'm a lover boy, but I'm also a mama's boy. So I think my
Those
mom.
don't-
my
they
mom.
can coexist.
They
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
see-
have a highlight clip right there.
No,
Like,
but
I'm a lover
I
boy,
think
but I'm
my just love. My mom taught me that, and so I bring that out in everything else I do. Because
Can I just say she's probably terrified right now?
no, she's actually
she excited?
She's excited for
Is she?
it because she knows my wild side.
Gotcha.
And so she knows that I'm gonna have some really crazy moments, but I'm also gonna have some really
She knows you're a
soft
good
and
person.
sweet
Yeah,
moments
yeah.
too. And so she knows it's gonna balance out. It's gonna be like a teeter-totter throughout the episodes.
Gotcha.
And she knows at the end of the day who I am. I'm also crazy, but I'm also sweet. I'm like a sour candy at the end of the day.
Right, that's fair. Yeah. You get to the sweet center.
Yep.
If I ever had that,
Song.
I'm gonna puke.
Who's the biggest player of the three?
Well,
wow. Okay.
There's a difference between a player and a flirt. Sammy's a flirt. I think John described it pretty well. A player can close.
That's kind of what I was going to say. He's the quiet threat in the corner.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah. this one-
He's a silent assassin.
silent assassin.
But see, he's mellowed out as he's gotten older. He had a player phase. And it
Yeah.
I kind of loved that phase. It was great.
I went
It was just fun to watch.
Yep.
It was just fun. It was great to create connections with all these women for a week, for a few years in a row. And then I was just over it. It's just I would rather create friendships with everyone than be hooking up and then have them kind of feel like there was something there, and then I just feel bad.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then obviously, as we've already explained, it's such a small community, so you'd be hooking up with one woman and then another one and then all throughout the week, another, and then they'd all be friends, and then they'd be like, oh, that, and then you just feel like crap.
Yeah.
And for what?
Bunch
for
of
like,
awkwardness.
For like what? Half an hour of pleasure, 30 seconds, you know? Or you could just be friends with everyone and be chilling. So I had a player phase, and I realized it harms a lot more than it creates anything else.
So you were all living in the house together for quite a while. Was anybody very difficult to live with? Who had the most annoying habit?
I grew up with older sisters who aren't clean at all, and I'm a clean freak. Like, I need it to be clean. I'm not sure if I have OCD, but I'd say one of us wasn't the cleanest, and that's fine. It's a bit
Not naming any
annoying.
names. You guys are gonna have to watch to find out.
You're living with 4 other young adults. So what do you really expect at the end of the day? A little effort is always good. But yeah, there is one person, but I'm not American, but I plead the fifth.
And I would say most of us did a fair share of cleaning, but I feel like John and I kind of took over on that role a little bit. I'm not saying
Jay.
I feel like we're narrowing this down.
Yeah.
I
There's like
think
3 people on the couch.
Jay helped clean.
I
a
will
lot.
say I cooked.
He did.
If we didn't go out, I cooked almost every meal for
You didn't
everyone.
make me any food.
Well,
though.
because you
Just
have
'cause your eating habits
you
are
have
bizarre.
your weird eating habits. Guys, tune in and you're gonna see his weird eating habits.
They're not
And then
weird when they're
I was
healthy.
in charge of cooking for the girls in the house.
Yep.
It
And
is
I love
healthy.
cooking.
No, they're not.
Especially seeing people's reaction and they enjoy it. I hope they weren't lying the whole time, but
I will say that's the one thing that surprised me. He always said he was a good cook. I was like, yeah,
Sure
whatever.
thing, buddy.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking the talk. I actually
He
walked
actually
the
could
walk.
cook. I was like, oh,
Yep.
okay.
Interesting.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
then
So-
you.
Spin-off series.
I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
Sammy in the kitchen.
Yeah, Sammy
Yeah.
in the kitchen, and I love spicy food, so maybe spicy Sammy or something. Who
Spicy
knows?
Sammy.
I made some good salsa on the show, so
You did.
guys, don't copy my recipe if you're watching.
Overall, we lived very well together as
I think
5
we
people
did.
in a house for 3 weeks. Like, I was impressed. And then we went home, and I was like, oh, I'm used to having all these people with me. And then I
bit
went home
sad.
to my apartment.
I hate
Waking
it.
up in the
Oh,
morning was
yeah.
definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
JJ would always be the first one awake, and I would always be either second or third. John would be second or third too. And just having coffee. No,
I was up too.
But
I
you
was just
weren't-
like,
yeah, you
yes,
were-
I was.
I'm
I
saying
always
JJ
in
was
there.
always the
Yes,
first
JJ
one.
was
You
always
were
first.
up every morning on the phone
Yeah,
with
so
your
you
mom.
never,
Yeah.
you don't even know who was up
See,
next.
the mama boy in me came
Mommy,
out.
I swear
I
it's
was
all
talking
okay.
to my mother and just
I didn't
letting
phone
her
my
know how
mom
the
once
night
the whole
was.
3 weeks. I'm like, hey, mom, like, I'll see you after this.
I'm
You
off
do
grid for
not
a
need to
while.
hear
Yeah.
from me.
Finding
It's like, I
love.
don't have time.
I hate admitting it though, as I hate admitting it as well. But at the end of that, I went home and I missed it.
Yeah.
Like, I was surprised how well we could live together, and I think we could do it again.
Oh, I
like,
was
I
gonna
really
100% want
Yeah.
to do it again.
You would do it again? Where
I
would
would
you?
I wouldn't have my credit card on file though this time. To be honest, after seeing how we treat homes, think I might have to have her yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
all the food delivery on his tab
She
too.
has an Amex, like, plop that on.
Let's pop
Yeah.
that down. Where would you want to go if we did it again? You had Palm Springs this time around. Where would you go for
I think
another
Newport
series?
Beach.
Yeah, Newport Beach.
Yeah.
Newport
I lived
Beach.
in Newport for 2 years.
I
Yeah.
lived in Irvine.
Yeah, and John
so-
came and lived with me for
Yep.
about 2-3 months, and we
During
had
the
time of our life.
coronavirus, because it was all closed in
Yeah.
Toronto, he was like, hey, dude, do you want to head over here? I'm like, heck yeah.
And we had a time for 3 months.
Yeah.
And just, I like the beach.
You fled Canada.
yeah.
I fled.
Meanwhile, I was
I
stuck in
swam.
Canada during COVID.
Yeah, so I left because I was over it. And then what's crazy is during that like half year I was living with him, it was really then when I was like, hey, you should be uploading on the internet as well.
Yeah.
Like,
And
you
he
have...
yourself
he
out
sparked
there.
that. And
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, phone call happened, and we went to New York the next day.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm ready for this. Like,
Yeah.
this is so
I'm
much
so
fun.
glad that you've been discovered because you're all such personalities. It's such a pleasure to sit here and just to have a chat with you. I feel like I could go on for ages. Genuinely hilarious. The show's fantastic. It airs on June 15th. As of the airing of this, it's probably out. If you haven't seen it already, make sure you check it out. Thank
Tune
you so
in,
much,
yeah.
John, Stephanie, Sammy. You guys are the best.
Thank you so
so
much
much
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
Break a leg. Yeah, awesome.